I have looked through hundreds of plates of natural form era skirts and their trim. If you're interested, the link to my Pinterest board is below. The ideas and designs portion of this skirt are threefold. I am creating a foundation skirt to match an overskirt and bodice for my frozen garment. The second design aspect is this is also a skirt for a foundation garment of cosplay. That video will be at a later date. And the third design aspect of this skirt is to be able to mix and match with other bodices and skirts in the future. In designing the skirt, I wanted to have the feel of the natural form era, but also the practicality of daily wear. I chose skirt pieces from a box store pattern, and I spent a great deal of time reading the pattern and choosing the appropriate pieces and converting this pattern for a more historical presentation. The box store pattern I chose is Butterick B6573, and I chose pattern pieces 15, 16, 18, and 19. All of the pieces are ironed flat for easier use. The pattern pieces 18 and 19 were involved in a train, so I pieced them on the padded dress dummy and adjusted the pattern pieces on the form. Each of the pieces is cut out of fashion fabric of free sheets from Facebook Marketplace. The interlining is also a free sheet. I know the diamond pattern sheets are 100% cotton. I do think the interlining sheets are more of a poly blend, but the burn test showed some natural fibers too. I also like to iron and tidy the pattern as I go so that I don't end up with too big of a mess at the end. I sewed each of the pieces together, and each one is French seamed together. Now that I had a long, expansive skirt hem, folded and even, I adjusted the length at the waist later. I needed to address the pleated trim. Here you will see various types of pleated trims and width. I did make a few samplers before settling on a width. This was not silk, this is polyester, and from my scrap stash. I finally settled on a wider strip and laid all the fabric out and fray checked one edge. Then I hemmed each strip and sewed one hem down by machine. I am sure hand done would have been more authentic, but have you ever tried to handle plastic fabric that does not want to behave and bends the needle? No? Then don't judge. I then pleated each strip down and steamed the life out of them using heat and a mix of vinegar water. Once they were cool, I used blue painter's tape to secure the pleats and also kept them secure while I sewed each of the strips together. This created one long pleated trim band to secure to the hem of the skirt. I proceeded to do 2 layers on the skirt. Since I did not use fray track at the top of the trim, it was fraying a little and I needed a woven band of some kind to bling cover the edge. From my stash, I found some woven trim that matched the blue perfectly. Eventually, when I put on the waistband, I discovered the skirt was too long. And this was after the trim was attached. And per my usual method of adjustment, I cut off the excess at the waist and adjusted the waistband. Voila! The final step was attaching the bias strip tapes inside the skirt for tying back. I played with this using safety pins and the bias tape. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of this because I forgot. Sorry. And this, I'm so pleased to say, has slits for pockets. So when I want to wear this with just the bodice, I have pockets available, even if I don't wear the overskirt that was originally made for it. I can also make an overskirt that has pocket slits so that I can always have access to my pockets. And it's a side closure, which I am so glad I put in because I struggle with back closures and I'm kind of regretful that my overskirt doesn't have a side closure, it has a back closure. Oy. And this skirt also has ties on the inside so that it ties back so that the back panel bunches properly and I don't have to adjust it every time. Oh,